Hi, it's Sophithil and welcome to a new video. Today is another one of my Marauders character deep dives, specifically about Lily Evans. Lily Evans is a quintessential Marauders character, being involved in some of the biggest ships of the fandom and remaining a popular character throughout every era, never losing relevance even with massive changes in the fandom. She is the most popular girl in the Marauders fandom, and in my opinion is completely deserving of that and more. Today I'm going to be breaking down and exploring Lily's character. So to start off, if I had to describe Lily Evans in 3 words, I'd say intelligent, caring, and kind. The number one thing that she is known for is being very kind. It's one of the only things ever said about her in canon, and the fandom has taken that and characterized her around that descriptor for decades. She is empathetic to the struggles of those around her, always happy to lend a helping hand, or is quick to give good advice when asked. She is the one that many turn to for comfort, a shoulder to cry on. She deeply cares about people and is very emotionally mature, being able to look at things from both a head and heart perspective. Her family and friends mean the most to her, and she gives everyone second chances, not being one to hold grudges. She always tries to look on the bright side of people, believing in them and the idea that anyone is capable of change. Where other Marauders characters can fall flat, being stubborn, mean, cold, or unaware, Lily is accepting, kind, friendly, and observant. She gives her all no matter what and always tries to be there for others. As well, Lily is very, very smart. She throws herself into academics and takes it very seriously. She loves to learn and read. She gets really high marks because of it. She's a prefect and ends up being head girl, and she enjoys the responsibility that comes along with it. Lily is very driven and she knows herself well. If she wants something, she will stop at nothing to get it. She is ambitious and brave and not afraid to stand up for the causes and people that she believes in. She is very selfless at the same time, putting others' needs before her own. She won't let people get in the way of her dreams, and she will believe in herself even at times when no one else does. While Lily is definitely a character with a lot of good in her, she is not without flaws. Her kindness and patience can only be expended for so long before she snaps. She's often described to have the typical redhead temper, which is a ginger stereotype, so I'm sorry, gingers. Even though she's very level-headed, she has her moments of being emotionally overwhelmed, especially when faced with a stressful situation or person. Because she's such an emotional person, when she has complicated relationship dynamics happening in her life, it can easily get to her. She always wants to think the best of people, but it's hard for her when others won't even hear her out. She can sometimes get used or walked all over, being taken advantage of because of her kindness. When she snaps, she can be downright cruel, her words cutting and hurting more than a punch ever would. She also tends to bottle up her emotions until she snaps, not wanting to burden those around her because she's supposed to be the one in control, the perfect Lily Evans. She's supposed to have everything figured out, and when she doesn't, she doubts herself and compares herself to those around her. When Lily turns on herself, it can be hard for her loved ones to even reach her. Moving on to her appearance. While other Marauders characters' depictions have shifted over the years, Lily has remained almost exactly the same. Lily has had many fan casts over the decades of this fandom, but they all kind of mirror each other. Currently, the most popular ones are Sophie Skeleton and Annalise Basso, but in the past she was heavily viewed as Karen Gilligan. A fan cast that I also saw a lot in the past was Elle Fanning for Lily. She has red hair and green eyes, she has lots of freckles, and is known to be very pretty. She is often headcanoned as plus size in this current era of the fandom. Lily was born to her mother and father on January 30th, 1960. Growing up, she had one sibling, her sister Petunia. She was Muggle-born, being the very first witch in her family. And Lily's family was middle class, and she had a very ordinary childhood until she discovered she was a witch at around 9 years old. She then made friends with Severus Snape, who taught her about her abilities and encouraged her magic. Lily's newfound magical abilities turned her sister Petunia jealous and envious. She took out her frustrations on Lily, and a rift formed between the Evans sisters. In 1971, when Lily was 11 years old, she started to attend Hogwarts. This was just another thing that Petunia was jealous of. She wanted to attend school with her sister, but was unable to because she isn't a witch. Once at school, Lily was sorted into Gryffindor House, while Snape was sorted into Slytherin. While she was sad to be separated from the only friends she had at the time, Lily quickly made friends with her dorm mates, Mary McDonald and Marlene McKinnon. Woo, the girls! She later met the Marauders, Peter Pettigrew, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and of course James Potter. Instantly, James was enamored with Lily, while Lily wanted barely anything to do with him. She did, however, become close to one of the boys in her early Hogwarts years, Remus. While at Hogwarts, Lily worked hard, prioritizing her academics and ending up in the top of her class each year. She became closer friends with the girls, and by their 5th year, her, Mary, and Marlene were inseparable. Spending years apart at different schools and in different worlds put a damper on Lily's relationship with her sister. She would try to call Petunia, but was met with silence or coldness. This was hard for Lily, as she desperately tried to maintain the connection with her sister. Another withering relationship in her life was her friendship with Severus Snape. This came to a head during Lily's 5th year when Snape called her a mudblood. She had been trying to play nice with Snape up until this point, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but Lily had enough and cut him out of her life. Good for her. As Hogwarts exams got more and more serious with each passing year, Lily threw herself into her studies during her last few years at Hogwarts. This paid off for her as she was continuously made a prefect and was chosen to be head girl in her final year along with James as head boy. How James became head boy with his track record, I do not know. During this time, Lily had slowly been warming up to the Marauders and James especially. She was pissed when she found out that she did in fact have a crush on James Potter. By their 7th year, James and Lily officially started to go out, and what followed was teasing from all of their friends. In 1978, Lily, along with all of her friends, graduated Hogwarts. She was immediately thrown into the First Wizarding War, joining the Order of the Phoenix to try to help. She and James moved in together after school, and sometime between 1979 and 1980, the couple got pregnant, followed by married. They learned of the prophecy in 1980 and went into hiding to try to protect their new family. In 1981, after Harry was born and when the war got worse, James and Lily went deeper into hiding, only telling 2 people where they were, Sirius and Peter. And they entrusted Peter with their secret, but were unfortunately betrayed as Peter was a spy and gave up their location to Voldemort. It was on Halloween 1981 in Godric's Hollow that James and Lily were offed by Voldemort at just 21 years old. James went first, and before she passed, Lily cast a deep protective magic on her son and literally ended the war. She defeated Voldemort. Queen shit. And about that, on Lily's wiki, it says that she was briefly widowed, which is foul. Also, not to mention that she never got to raise her son. Or meet, really, her son. Ugh. On that depressing note, moving on to her fandom history. Lily has always been a popular character in this fandom, even from the beginning in the late 90s, when she was first introduced. Her popularity was definitely influenced by the fact that she was a part of one of the biggest first ships in the Marauders fandom, a ship that helped create the fandom itself, Jilly. This is the romantic pairing between James Potter and Lily Evans. This ship, along with Wolfstar, helped create the fandom as we know and love today. Many popular Jilly fanfictions of the 2000s featured Wolfstar, and vice versa, cementing the 4 characters involved as pillars of the fandom. 2 fics that especially helped characterize Lily in the early days of the fandom were The Shoebox Project and The Life and Times, both on fanfiction.net. These 2 were the most popular Marauders fics during the 2000s, and began to shape Lily as we know her now. And while I'm very reluctant to mention this, it is a part of her history. She was involved in another popular 2000s Marauders ship that helped boost her popularity, which is, unfortunately, Snilly. This is the romantic pairing between Snape and Lily. In the early fandom, there was a big ship war between Jilly and Snilly, the 2 ships being wildly popular at the time, though it is very clear to see which ship won that war based off of the current, demographic of the Marauders fandom. Let's hear it for Jilly, everyone! Normally I'm very neutral when I talk about ships because I don't want to, rain on anyone's parade, but when it comes to Severus Snape and Snilly especially, all bets are off. I'm not being neutral. Fuck that shit. Another thing that made Lily more popular as a character was/is the replacement of Peter Pettigrew with her. A lot of people in the Marauders fandom in the past weren't big fans of Peter on account of him, betraying everyone. So, lots of people would basically make Lily the 4th Marauder and draw her instead of Peter in fan art. Peter also wasn't given a lot of grace in the early days of the fandom, so his characterizations were usually very negative. Lots of fans would highlight Lily and give her positive character traits, so she stood out against Peter and people tended to favor her. And this is something that led to her being a more popular and more well-liked character. Despite the positive vibes that Lily had around her in the older fandom, the 2000s and the 2010s, she wasn't written that complexly at the time. She was nice, and the love interest. But that was kind of it. People tended to compare her to Ginny from Harry Potter and kind of act like she was a copy and paste character. They didn't really let her have her own personality. But slowly over time, the fandom started giving her more of a personality outside of just one character trait. They let her have negative emotions and feelings. Basically just let Lily become a human being. Nowadays in the fandom, she's given a lot of complex characterization and people put a lot more care and love into their depictions of Lily. Now I'm going to break down her relationship to all of the Marauders characters. Also note when I say relationship, I'm not talking romantic. This includes both platonic and romantic, all of the above. James Potter is in love with Lily Evans, and this is one of the truths of the world, if you ship them, mind you. Their relationship is a classic one which has been told over and over again. James falls for Lily early on, and Lily could not care less about the boy. It's only until their later Hogwarts years, after James actually matures, that Lily starts noticing him. And when she realizes she's actually in love with James Potter, Lily is pissed. Because James has been saying since day one that he was going to marry her, and damn it, he was right. Lily is a soft and safe space for James. She is his rock, his anchor. She gives him the confidence to be himself, and their love runs deep and true. James Potter is a lover boy, and there is no one he loves or cares for more than Lily Evans. Around him, Lily can finally relax, and he balances her out. When she's stressed over tests and the war, and all she can think of is doom and gloom, James is able to make her laugh and forget about her worries for a little while. He is a bright light in her life as she is in his. They are devoted to one another and live and die for each other. They are my parents, actually. Move over, baby Harry, they're mine. Next, Moonflower, which is Remus and Lily. Lily and Remus have a really sweet dynamic. The two become close friends over their time at Hogwarts and end up talking more because of their shared love of reading and books. They basically bonded because they're nerds, and I love that for them. Another thing that helps them get along is their knowledge of the Muggle world, as Remus is a half-blood and has only ever lived in that world. They both find the wizarding world overwhelming and confusing at times. Lily is always there for Remus, and he finds her really easy to talk to. Any times Remus has trouble with Sirius, it's Lily that he turns to for help. They understand each other in a way that no one else does. While James has Sirius, Lily has Remus. It's Remus that Lily turns to for advice and a shoulder to cry on. They're always there for each other, and when Lily works out that Remus is a werewolf long before he tells her himself, she keeps his secret to herself, never even thinking of betraying his trust. They're the softest of friends, and I love them for that. Next, Mary Lily. This is like the first time I've mentioned Mary Lily on my channel, I think in like 10 months. I'm so sorry, Mary Lily stans. I promise I'll be there for you more. Oh, my gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Mary and Lily have always been great friends ever since they first met, when they clicked instantly. And despite their very different interests and personalities, they fit together perfectly. Both being Muggle-born, they understand each other really well. They deal with very similar issues and prejudices because of this, and they always have each other's back. Mary is extremely loyal to Lily. She will always be there for her, and Lily trusts Mary 100%. Mary keeps Lily updated on all the Hogwarts gossip when she has her head buried in books, and Lily helps Mary with school when she's fallen behind or not understanding a subject. Their friendship, or relationship, is precious and means the world to the girls. They are each other's best friend, and the bond between them is extremely strong. Liline, which is the name that I came up with for Lily and Marlene. Oh my gorgeous, gorgeous girls, part 2. While Lily might be closer to Mary, she is still extremely good friends with Marlene. The two share similar qualities and beliefs and have always gotten along really well because of it. When Lily is socially exhausted, being burnt out from the loud personalities of her other friends, Sirius and Mary, perhaps, it's Marlene that she turns to for comfort and peace. Marlene will always be there to offer Lily advice and listen to her problems. Lily values Marlene's opinion greatly and admires the other girl. They're both very stubborn and opinionated, and the two of them could run the world if they put their minds to it. They have an underrated friendship, and I think we as a fandom should give them more appreciation. They definitely have a more mellow and calm friendship, which is a relief when a lot of the Marauders' friendships and dynamics are like on fire a lot of the time. So they are a very welcomed, relaxing pair. Next, Panda Lily. Lily Evans is a realist, and Pandora Rosier is a whimsical breath of fresh air. Pandora and Lily end up getting to know each other slowly over their years at Hogwarts and become good friends. Or more. Lily finds herself enraptured by Pandora. The two are so different, and yet it's so easy for them to connect. Lily needs order. She needs her lists and plans and something to hold on to. While Pandora is like a gust of wind, freely going whichever way her day pulls her. Pandora offers a space for Lily to just let loose and de-stress, and Lily is able to help Pandora organized and more on task. They can relate to having difficult relationships with their siblings and living up to others' expectations. Panda and Lily just melt together in the best way possible and are extremely important to one another. Lilypad. Thank you to Toast Plays Roblox for giving a better name for their friendship. Lily and Sirius are friends, just more so after their years at Hogwarts. During their school years, Lily finds it hard to say that she likes Sirius much, and who can really blame her? Sirius likes to tease Lily, but it comes from a place of love and not menace, even though Lily Evans would probably describe Sirius Black as a menace. Sirius is always there for baby Harry and takes being a godfather very seriously. There's your serious name joke, which is a quality of his that Lily can really appreciate. For all his jokes and teasing, Sirius does care a lot about Lily, and Lily trusts him greatly. They can find it hard to relate to one another sometimes, being raised so differently and having different outlooks on life, but they deeply care for each other, and all Lily wants is for Sirius to be happy. These next dynamics aren't as common, but I still want to mention them. Regularly. Contrary to popular belief, Regulus and Lily Evans get along extremely well. Don't take that too seriously, okay? I know some people get up in arms. I'm just talking generally in like a positive light. They're both very driven and grounded people. Both Regulus and Lily take school a bit too seriously, and they both find Sirius Black a bit too much. I think they would become easy friends, bonding over judging people who are being immature, and their love of learning and reading. Lily admires how bold Regulus is, his unwillingness to accommodate those around him who wish for him to be different, and Regulus admires Lily's warmth, her ability to stand up for herself and morals while remaining kind. She sees the best in people, something that Regulus struggles to do. They learn a lot from each other and fit together quite nicely. Dough Rat, an alternative stupid name, is Liller. This is Lily and Peter. Out of all the Marauders, Lily is least close to Peter, but she still likes him a great deal. She appreciates his calm nature and his love for chess, and Peter admires how mature Lily is. When they're together, they always have interesting conversations. Peter being very willing to hear about her day or school subjects that interest her, and Peter is always able to make Lily laugh, his sarcastic wit cracking her up in a way that no one else can. Lily ends up trusting Peter a good deal and literally trusts him with her life. Bummer for her. Just in case anyone is like, where's the Snape and Lily dynamic? It doesn't exist. It's in hell. Next, moving on to her aesthetics and associations. Lily is associated with spring and autumn, Fleetwood Mac, ABBA, newsboy caps, berets, long skirts, sweaters, the colors red and green, flowers, specifically lilies, deer, legwormers, books, headbands, scarves, feminism, and classic literature. Her aesthetic is very warm and feminine, just like her. Whenever I hear the song Jolene, I always think of Lily. Her vibes are very ethereal, giving lots of nature and academic imagery. When I think about her whole vibe, she just makes me feel very like warm. Next, her personal style. To start this part, I'm just gonna show this TikTok that I made of various Lily outfits. Okay, so Lily wears a lot of neutrals along with greens and reds. She goes for a lot of flowy silhouettes. For tops, she wears t-shirts, cardigans, both plain and patterned sweaters, summer dresses, and blouses. For bottoms, Lily loves a good maxi skirt in all different kinds of colors and patterns. She also wears shorter skirts, jeans, and bell bottoms. For shoes, she wears Doc Martens, dress shoes, heeled boots, and Mary Janes. For accessories, she wears a lot of gold jewelry, especially necklaces. Lily Evans loves a good hat. And is probably wearing a newsboy cap or a beret, and if she's not, she's wearing a headscarf or a bandana. I've always pictured her as someone who loves makeup and colorful eyeshadow. As well, I feel like she always has some kind of a red lip on. Lily's style is one of my favorites, even if it is very far from my own personal style. Next is fanworks. So in my predictable nature, I do of course want to mention the Misty Productions, but my favorite portrayal of Lily is in deleted videos, and I don't have any links to them. So you just kind of have to take my word for it. But I love Lily in the film The Last Christmas, and I also really love her in their Jilly snippet. I think the way that the Misty Productions write and portray Lily is just so magical, and I love both of her actresses so much. Me mentioning a fan film other than the Misty Productions for once, that's crazy. Who would have thought? The second fan film that I have to recommend is Until Her End. This is an in-production fan film that is centered around Lily Evans. This is the only film I've ever seen dedicated to her, and I'm really intrigued by it. I will be sat when the first episode comes out. This is an underrated production, and I'd recommend you go give their socials a follow if you're interested. Moving on to fanfics. My current favorite characterization of Lily that I've read so far is her in The Cadence of Part-Time Poets. This Lily just gives like the most Lily to me. She is exactly how I imagine her, and I think that all of her choices and emotions in this fic just make perfect sense. I love her little rivalries like with Chastity and her friendship with all of the girls. Another fic to highlight is Lily in Crimson Rivers. While this Lily isn't really how I personally imagine her, I did find her characterization to be very interesting. It was different seeing a more cold and closed off Lily, but I really enjoyed the way that it was done, and I loved her vulnerability when it came to Mary and Pandora. I'm sorry that my fic recs are MLM stories. If you guys have any Lily-centered fics that you want to shout out, please feel free to do so in the comments. Alright, and last but definitely not least is fan art, because everyone draws her like scrumptiously. Like the Lily Evans fan art in this fandom is so gorgeous, and I really want to highlight some of my favorite drawings that I've seen. So my last section in this video is I have a bone to pick part 2, but it's like a continuation of my last point. The title is a callback to my Dorleen video, in which I criticized the fact that female Marauders characters aren't as well loved as the male ones. In this video, I tried not to center my script around any of the male characters that Lily is often shipped with. This isn't any hate to James, by the way, I absolutely love him. This is because Lily Evans is known to a lot of people as Lily Potter. She is known as James's wife, as Harry's mother, as Snape's weird and stalkery crush. She is heavily associated with men, and her character has always been tied to them. This isn't helped by the fact that the TERF wrote her as basically just Harry's mom. To close this video off, I just want to put it out there that Lily is her own character. She is more than just her relationships with male characters. She is deserving of just as much love and praise as any of the Marauders. I've noticed that when people ship Lily with someone other than James, there's sometimes this air of, well, Jegulus exists, so Lily has to go somewhere. And yes, there are some people who don't actually put effort or thought into their sapphic relationships in fics, which sucks. But to say that all Mary Lily or Panda Lily is just because a man isn't dating Lily is messed up. James could be single and Lily can still date whoever she wants. Be it Mary or Panda or whoever. James is allowed to date whoever he wants, and he's allowed to have all kinds of different storylines. and so should Lily. She exists as a character outside of James Potter, and I wish more people were aware of that and would just let her exist without having a man to be present in her storylines. Going back to something I mentioned in her fandom history, Lily often replaced Peter. And this is just yet another instance of her being tied to a man. Lily replaced Peter in the early fandom because at the time mostly everyone hated Peter. He was a traitorous coward that wasn't regarded positively at all. But in my opinion, Lily should have been included on her own. She shouldn't have had to replace the arguably worst Marauder. She should have been liked along with all the boys, regardless of if Peter was well liked or not. She should have always been included. But a big reason why people included her in older fan art is specifically because they didn't like Peter. I wish she had been liked without needing a man to suck just for her to be included, if you guys can understand what I mean by that. It's just kind of like a, like a lot of stuff involving Lily in the early fandom just kind of makes me go, It's hard because it's like, I love Lily and I want her to be included and I like that she was talked about more before, but it's like, she should have just been liked on her own. It shouldn't have taken Peter being hated by everyone for a woman to be included. Bro. To summarize, Lily Evans is an amazing character, and I wish more people could just appreciate her on her own, and I wish more people talked about her and the girls in general. Once again, you can like whatever ships and characters you want. I'm not here to force you to like the girls and say that you're a horrible person if your favorite character is a man. My favorite character is Regulus. Okay? I just think it would be nice if things were a little bit more equal in this fandom and like the amount of sapphic fics and fics centered around women were of the same amount as men, when we all know that that's not the case at all. A point that people brought up in my comments last week is actually a line that I cut out from my video, but you guys were very right for saying that this issue goes a lot deeper than just the Marauders fandom and affects all fandoms and female characters, because this issue goes into just patriarchal misogyny, and that's a whole bigger topic than the Marauders fandom, so I'm not gonna unpack all that. But when you guys comment saying like, yeah, this is a giant issue, you're completely right. Okay, so that's everything that I have. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Lily is definitely one of my top 3 characters in this whole fandom, so I really enjoy being able to talk about her. I know that my rant probably left this on like a more sour note, but one positive thing to remember is that my most viewed video on this whole account is when I was dressed as Lily. So more people clicked on Lily Evans than when I was dressed up as the male characters, so that's good. I hope that you guys enjoyed and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.